Hey guys, before I get on with the review, I just feel I should get this out of the way first. I mean, I know everyone's talking about it today. It's all over the news, probably the biggest news story we've had in a while. But I just want to get this out of the way. Talking, of course, about the Boston bombings and the suspects, all the craziness that's been happening today. I really just want to acknowledge just how well we dealt with the situation and how, strong, my state's been. It's just so absolutely crazy this week. As a Bostonian myself, and I was actually in Boston at the time of the bombing. It's just crazy how it was such a nice, happy, warm day. That day in Boston, and it's crazy imagining how it just went into complete chaos just a few hours later, and then of course a couple days later, all this craziness happened. And again, last night I was in Boston. And, right when people were, getting back, I mean, it was such a, an energetic night in Boston. The city was alive, and, everyone was out. And, just imagining that when I got home a few hours later, the city was just completely deserted. And, it's just how all this, this terrorism by these two people just could cause that much chaos and just affect, the cities that much is absolutely crazy. But I just want to, acknowledge just how well we dealt with it. Both the suspects, one's dead, of course, one's arrested. I'm not going to go into all this. I'll get on with the review, but I just felt I should say that. This movie takes up on the whole post-apocalyptic plot. Tom Cruise stars in this movie along with Andrea Riseborough. Earth had this giant war with these aliens, they refer to them as scavengers. We won the war, but unfortunately, the whole Earth was pretty much destroyed. All civilization is in a completely different, just way far off of Earth. These two are kind of just here to extract Earth, some of the resources from Earth to provide for the other civilization. They've also had their memory erased, so they really don't know anything about Earth, before it got attacked. They're just doing their job. But all of a sudden, a spaceship crashes on Earth, and what's in that spaceship is a woman played by Olga Kurylenko. I think I pronounced her name right. That's right, I'm pronouncing names right. Oh, I'm everyone else. I'm just gonna, just not even try to pronounce everyone's name. But, Tom Cruise's character, Jack, feels he has some kind of connection with her, and the plot takes off from there and goes in all kinds of directions. Besides the people I mentioned, this movie has Morgan Freeman in it, it has Melissa Leo. Zoe Bell is actually in it for like a couple seconds. The thing about this movie, I was really enjoying it at first, actually. I thought the first third was really good. This director has a very, very great vision. This atmosphere is just really designed really well. We get to, explore this whole thing, and it looks great, and it's really just fun to just, watch Tom Cruise kind of just explore these different locations. However, the movie overstays its welcome by a lot. The movie takes on a cool premise. However, I don't think this director realizes that this premise has been done a lot. It's dealing with, love relationships and memories getting erased and, all of that good stuff and, fates and, I think this director thinks that he's the first one to, capture this idea, so he just takes his story and goes on and on and on with it, and it gets kind of uninteresting after a while. The main problem with this movie is the story and where it takes off. Like I said in the beginning, it was really good. The art direction is fantastic, it looks great, it's filmed very well, the action, the cinematography is really good. It's just, it goes on and on and on, it gets repetitive. And also, I kind of need better actors to really get me into this love relationship. Tom Cruise just can't really do it for me, with love relationships. I don't know, I like Tom Cruise, it's just he doesn't really do it for me. It really worked with him, in the beginning. He has a good screen presence, just, not when he's into these love relationships and stuff. I just don't really buy it. Of course, this movie has Morgan Freeman, but Morgan Freeman's one of those actors where, I'm only gonna really love him if he has a role where he can really shine. He's appeared in a lot of kind of crappy movies, and I don't really enjoy watching him. It's just, like, if he's playing a role where he doesn't really have a chance to shine, I don't really care about him. He really needs a role where he can really, really give a great performance. So yeah, I didn't need Morgan Freeman. You know what? Morgan Freeman, go. No, Morgan Freeman can stay. He can stay. And, you know, again, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's not like the dialogue in this movie is bad. It's not that like the acting is bad. The plot isn't even that bad. It just gets really muddled after just the audience kind of losing interest because it just goes on forever. It's just, you know, right when you think it's about to end, just more action comes in. And I don't know, it kind of suffers from that, you know, that Total Recall remake where, you know, that, I mean, it's better than the Total Recall remake, but it just, you know, it's cool at first, but then it's like, okay, I don't need all this, all right? I don't need all this. Tone it down a little bit. And like I said, this director just, you know, thinks his story is more original than it really is, so he just creates this really kind of giant story about, you know, having all these themes that he thinks are new, but they're not really new, so it's like, I don't need all this. Anyway, yeah, that's all I really need to say about this movie. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's worth maybe a rental, and, you know, it's kind of sad because I think this movie could have been really good. Unfortunately, it wasn't that great at all. But yeah, you really don't need to go rushing to the theaters to see this. But yeah, thanks for watching. 6 out of 10. I'll see you later.